And we are live, Davo.
Gentlemen, we are live here from Monza, last round of the series. And is that rain on the screen there? Are we going out for qualifying?
Yeah, Q1 round 7 Monza ACC GT3 2020 at Asrnz, and this is rain for the second to last qualifying session of the season. Just got the cameras rolling up on the beautifully presented golden black Ferrari of Farmer, and man, windows ablaze. It's a lot of rain. That's 30%. That's nearly as much rain as we've seen all season, I believe. Was it the Enduro, Davo, that we saw the rain?
We saw a sprinkle, but this looks way heavier than it was back at. Oh, geez, I'm not sure where it was. Yeah, in the Enduro, this looks considerably heavier. Bit of spray coming out from behind the cars, and yeah, I'm sure this is going to put a little hint in, the plans for qualifying for a few of these guys, unless they have an alternative set. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so just want to obviously invite the viewers and update the viewers, whoever's watching. So obviously, currently, obviously being the final round, we've got Anthony Perkins, aka Twiggles, leading the pro class on 430 points, with Josh Vertiger 393, Ash Vertiger 391. So there's your top three in the championship. I believe those are the ones that have got a fair bit to play for. Plenty of battles going on back down through there, obviously with Nick McIndoe and Steve Melling, 347 apiece, so that's not finished out for P6 in that class. And then Pete Aspie, and Anthony Chesner in the Pro-Ams at 310 plays 280. Pete's got all but a couple of hands on that trophy, and then we go down to the AM class, and Mule and Gunther playing that one out at 206 and 204, so 2-point difference between the amateur class.
Another close little battle there. So yeah, top work to those boys for keeping it consistent.
Yeah, so there's still plenty to play for, and there'll be there's battles up and down all those three classes throughout the season. As far as it doesn't have to be P1, 2, or 3. There's guys that'll be, there'll be a personal goal there that they want to beat their mate out on track this season, and they'll take that, because not everybody can be number one. As I watched Farmer come out of, I think it was, just trying to see where that was. I think the first of the Lesmos maybe, and he was sideways. What can you see out there, Dave, at the minute? You got anything you want us to focus on?
No, actually, I was having a little bit of a sticky beak on Farmer there too, and yeah, you got loose through the second of those corners there, and he's been a little bit spinny tonight. I think he likes this track.
Yeah, definitely. So did we get Mudgee in the end? What happened to Mark Mudgeway? Because he was fast.
No, I did not see Mudgeway come in yet.
What a shame. A shame, because he had some really good pace, and that Bentley was so fast down the front chute. Okay, so we see John McDonald on a 55.0, so they might be banker. Farmer in. Farmer is not happy with that tyre set. He has pulled the car
back in. Yep.
So he hasn't even put a banker down. Yes, as you say, Davo, if they want another go, they have to drive the car back. They can't escape.
Absolutely. Get back into the pits, pop another set of tyres on it, and get back out there. Yeah, JB popping up to the top there.
And Ken Simpson mirroring him right down to the absolute millisecond.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Unbelievable. So, there you go. Obviously, the rain, it's a bit hard for us to judge, because we've been used to watching what are we looking at, 147s and such.
Yeah.
So, like for the fast guys, and now it's all changed up. We've got a wet track here, and everything's up in the air, and the boys just struggling obviously for a little bit of grip.
Yeah,
Obviously
Joshy looking like he's going to take a second
Josh?
out of this if he carries on this trend.
Yeah, Aztec, I think, is still one to watch. Not too far behind, and obviously Joshy's father, Ashley Vertigo's, you know, like looking pretty good in the times right now. So
Yeah, no, he is. He's definitely up. It's reduced by about 10% at the moment there, though, Dave. I see we're sort of really, really cold track temps and stuff, but the rain's just back down to about 20%, so we've lost about 10% of the weather there, so that'll serve these boys well at a 53.5.
yes, we see the leaderboard change there very quickly between a few drivers. 53.5 from Josh.
Yeah, JB in there on a 54.0, so he knocked a second out of his time.
Yeah, and Aztecs pulled up with a nice 54.69, so it's pretty close still.
Who we got moving through the field? Steve Crossland, he was the guy that posted an incredibly quick time just at the back end of that practice session time as the track dried out. I think I believe, was that a 47.8 that he posted?
Yeah,
or was it a 48.7? I can't remember. Yeah, look, it was somewhere there.
I'm sure Crossy would like to hear you say it was a 47.8 other than a 48.7. So.
Yeah, too right. Wow, we know what sort of speed this guy's got when he's got it going on.
Yeah.
And of course, here's our just behind Crossy is our championship leader. And Anthony Perkins, aka Twiggles. This guy has just been a superstar right throughout this series, you know. I don't want to undersell this guy. He just a standout performer. Had all the pace, drove really maturely so many times throughout the season. He's you know, and he showed up every week. He's put the time in. I can't see this inaugural trophy being taken from him, but you know, worse things have happened.
Yes, they have, but I doubt it's going to happen tonight. Look, Anthony definitely hardly put a foot wrong, nearly faultless throughout the series, and I just see him taking a fair bit of air there in qualifying and just sitting down in the lower end of the top 10, and I wonder if that's a good choice. I'm not sure whether I'd want to be down in the lower end of the top 10 in a wet track and the last race of the series. So, but yeah, watch this race. I think Anthony's definitely going to try and top it off with a win again tonight. So,
hey, another Anthony that's going quite well tonight as well is Anthony Chesner. He's
Mr. Chesner.
Yeah, he's got that Ferrari going really, really well here. So
yeah, I think the Chrome. Is it the Chrome Ferrari, Mr. Chesner?
No, that's Nick McIntyre. As Chesner just loops it through the first chicane there. So we'll just see if we can catch that again. Comes out of there,
easily
works it up. Wow, gets out of the way of the Troy Wilson Lexus. So he did a good job there.
Yeah, neatly done.
And he's actually escaped back to pit, so that's actually his session over. Yeah, and there's only a minute 35 to go, so we'll see who we've got on laps. We've got Kenny Simpson's 3.5 to 4 tenths up, or is he about to?
Yeah, and a little behind Ashley there too in the time, so
yeah, he's going to need a
fair bit. He wouldn't change position unless one of the boys down out of the top 10 might catch him, like Steve Melling or.
He could threaten Ashley here. He could threaten Ash. He's heading upwards of 4 tenths. If he can carry 4 tenths across.
Oh, he has too. He's come right up.
Half a second now, just over half a second. If he can carry this through the Parabolica, Davo, what do you think? He's good for maybe a top 7, maybe 6th or 7th.
Okay, Ashley's
just dropping a little bit here. Get that power down, King. That delta climbing, it's dropping. Get it climbing. He's going to be close to Steve Crossland. He gets Ashley and Steve Crossy there.
There you go.
And Ashley's in. And Crossy
Ashley
hasn't
is
got
in.
anything. Kenny into 6th.
Oh, no doubt about him.
Twiggles is a couple of tenths up on a 54.3. He needs a good 3/4 of a second. He's not going to get that. He's not going to make the front row this time round.
Steve Melling might get himself into this top 10 group here as he comes round out of the parabolica. Oh yeah, just slips in 9th position there with a 55.0. Nice work. Who's left on track out the front? We've still got Josh and Anthony. I wonder whether Burko is just going to have a crack here. In the wet conditions, we've got Joshy Vediga.
Did Steve-O cross the line with enough time to go, did he?
Has he continued on?
Well, he has, and if he has, he
has too.
He's borderline nearly half a second up.
He has. He's lifted it up to 0.4 of a second there. 0.6 actually now as I look at him.
And he's pressing on. I think he's come across with enough time. I didn't take much notice of the clock, Dave.
Look, and if anybody knows, Stephen knows whether he's got enough time to circulate again. A numbers man for sure.
Definitely.
He's
Jarkus a second up. He is on the move.
A second up. Oh, that's an interesting watch.
1.2 seconds up.
1.2. Jeez, that's going to put him up a little there, isn't it?
As he comes through the 2 Lesmos. Heading up here through this left-hand king up to the Ascari.
Melling, nearly a second up.
This is going to be really good for Steve-O if he can carry this through Parabolica.
Oh, look. Melling just dropping down into 9th as I think, oh shit, who came over
into
the line
11th?
there? I can't
That's
see.
Gunther Rowe and Kenny Simpson.
Vredica just about to cross the line as well.
Stephen's got this laps coming together. He's moving up. He is moving up substantially.
Oh, and Zarkis with a 1.6.
Stephen up into 4th position on a 54.0.
Oh, excellent time.
So where did we see Damien Jarks?
He's coming out of the parabolica now.
Matt Cook, get in.
He's 1.6 up. Where does that put him?
He must have been out of time.
Oh,
or there was a cut on it. So big congratulations to Josh Vertiger on another pole. It was a great effort. 53.5 in a wet condition. Certainly he got JB by just under 2/10 of a second in the end. So that's a great effort from Joshy there.
Yeah, and JB with a 1:53.76, like you mentioned, gentlemen, not too far behind Aztec. Look, these times are so close. Aztec with a 1:53.9. Steve Melling, right at the end of that qualifying session, like really literally down to the wire, just pulls out a 54.0, which puts him in 4th position. Amazing.
Yeah,
Perkins. Perko, I wonder what he was doing sitting back there. Just like I said earlier, if the track's a bit damp, I don't know whether I want to be in that mid-pack, so to speak, for the last race of the series. But there he is in 5th position with a 1:54.1. Who we got after that there? Mr. McIndoe. Mr. McIndoe on a 54.3. Farmer in the top 10. Nice work in the Ferrari, the golden black Ferrari with a 54.5. Kenny Simpson, another standout in 8th position with a 54.6. Ash Vrediger, probably a little bit of a surprise that he's that far down, but the wet weather, interesting environment. So 54.672 for Ash. And rounding at the top 10, we've got Steve Crossland. No surprise there. 54.678. Very close between Ash and Steve Crossland there in two different cars.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Steve Melling in the Lexus RCF with the fastest first sector time, Twiggles, aka
Mm.
Perko, with the second sector, and JB with the third sector, which actually tells a funny story because obviously Josh has got no personal best in the sectors, but he's the one that's come out on top, so he's been there or thereabouts. But just
That's an interesting stat, isn't it?
oh, it's a crazy stat, really. But yeah, no, look, props to those guys. Good call there, Davo, on that grid. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And as we see, the boys just drop onto the grid here. Very close, these cars here on grid. Here at Monza, very tight grid. Always a short formation lap, I suppose, as we call it. It's usually only a few hundred meters, and they're off. But it looks like they actually got them. They lined up on the back straight there, gentlemen. For this, do they have to come all the way through the Parabolica, or?
Well, I was thinking that they would, so I presume that they would, and it'd be great if they did, because this should be one of the rounds out of the whole season that if they just have to navigate the Parabolica and come onto the front straight, this should be about
Yeah,
probably the closest start. And my money's
definitely.
on an incredibly entertaining first chicane lap one. Based on they're all going to arrive there at about 260k an hour. What do we got? What do we got, Davo? Actually, I didn't actually have a look. I'll just bring that up. So we've got 23 in the house tonight. So 23 at 260 plus k an hour down into single file 25k an hour corner. That'll be entertaining.
Here we go. Final round.
This is it.
Monza. It's raining.
Yeah, boys have got the lights on.
Lights are on. This will be interesting. First turn chicane.
What do you make of the tyre strategy here with the mandatory pit stop too, Davo? You know, do you hold out for as long as possible to see if it's going to dry up and grab a dry tyre at the right time?
Well,
it's only a 25-minute race, this one. So.
Look, it's interesting strategy, and I suppose like the guys that have got less to lose would probably be the more likely people to, or drivers to have a crack at it. But I think guys that the points are just far too close to take the risk, I think are going to.
Here we go. Do we see a green?
Here we go.
And it's green, green, green. We're away.
We are away.
Josh getting a good start. So did Aztec on the outside there.
Oh, and the mid-pack really squeezing up. We've got Crossland and Jacques and Desner and Vediger all pushing up from behind. Very tight little chicane here. Boys try and keep it tight. It looks like Farmer looped it all by himself. McIntyre was up beside him, but didn't look like he was involved.
Just got a replay on that. Looks like he just gassed it up there, mate.
It did look like it. Vediger, Crossland.
Oh, and it looks like one of the Porsches into the back of Kenny Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so they've recovered okay. As they filter down.
We pull up the front there. What do we got there?
Chris Fraser doing a good job off of there too. We haven't seen Chris for a couple of rounds, and he's got that thing. Oh, he was incredibly sideways.
Done really good. Very, very slippery out there. As we see, Joshy just sort of run out the front. John McDonald and Aztec in third position all sort of just find their place, but the closest battle to the front there is definitely the Melling-McAdoo battle.
Yep, Jarks and Steve Crossland just putting a move on. And
yes.
Crossy's got it wrong. He's taken a couple of cars out.
no surprise. But back there, it was getting very close.
See if we
Unfortunate
can
for
get a
Crossy.
replay on that. We've got a replay coming up. So they're coming down here up to the Ascari. Focused on Crossy. He's coming here deep under brakes. He's run it really, really wide. Hit the dirty stuff. He's actually got it wrong. Jark's around the outside and he's taken Jark's and Ashley.
Unfortunate.
It's a shame. That is a huge shame. That has championship implications for Ashley.
Absolutely. I mean, given these tricky conditions, he can be forgiven for, you know, like seriously, these guys haven't done a lot of time on the wet tracks, and yeah, definitely tricky stuff to battle with. So
John McDonald putting a lot of heat on Joshua Vidiger right now.
I think he thought he needed to do that, really, because Josh looked like he was going to run away with it there the lap before, but McDonald's clearly responded, and
he's got
put
good
the Ferrari
wet car
right
pace.
up. Oh, he's right up behind that Audi now.
And I see our championship leader just out there in the background, sitting currently in P4, Davo.
Quite happily sitting in P4.
Yeah, he doesn't have to
not
do a
far
lot.
behind that Mellon McIndoe battle. Look at these two boys, just nose to tail with Fraser as they flick under the bridge and into the back chicane. Tidy stuff. Look, a reasonably tidy start given the current conditions on track. The boys have done well. We've had a couple of little small incidents, given the size of the field, not too bad. As well, I see Rowe actually bring plenty of temperature on the back of Chesna's Ferrari and the Porsche.
Oh, I see Ashley Vidiger down in the pits. I'm not sure what's going on there. Is he getting service?
Oh, interesting.
He has been there for some time. Yeah, he's getting service by the look of it. Okay, so John just giving a little bit of breathing space back to Josh at the moment. He's falling back into the clutches of Aztec. These guys have got a little bit of history this season, so you won't want to be falling too far back there.
Of course, and as we know, as drivers ourselves, you know, like you get in these battles, and of course they slow you down. So I'm sure he's probably just giving Josh a little bit of breathing space there, so he can wind that Audi up without any pressure, and they can all carry on together at top speed. So Perkins lurking in the background.
I missed as to why Steve Melling and Nick McIndoe, what happened there. Steve obviously had a little mistake or something, and he's almost fallen into the clutches of Anthony Chesner right now, who actually qualified really, really well, and it's let Fraser go to work on Nick McIndoe. There's a little bit of an air gap there, so there's not too much stress there.
Yeah, so McIndoe and Fraser have...
A great showing from Gunther too. Just putting a heap of pressure on Anthony Chesner right now, but he just got rounded up by Pete Apsey. Around the outside.
I see that. It's Rowe has definitely been putting plenty of pressure on Chesner for the last couple of laps, and just the slightest mistake, and then Apsey's he just takes advantage of it immediately as
BK's right in there, mate.
In the Aston, he's going to get plenty of slip here. It'll be interesting to see what he can do with it. He's got a 2-car slip
good
here.
in a straight line.
Oh, can it keep up with the Porsche? Jeez, didn't it pull away there immediately?
Yep, pulled up.
He's
next
got
to that
nowhere to go.
Down the inside.
These are going to be side by side. This could get messy. Oh, and it did.
It did. Oh, and then Pete takes out.
Tricky
and then,
stuff.
Oh, it was just. Let's just have a quick look back on that.
Have a look at that. That was unfortunate. Rowan Apsey. Rowe gets down the inside.
Wow.
BK just hovering around behind, just waiting for a chance, but here we go. Rowe up on the ripple strip just gives Apsy a touch. You know, he's got no turn in when he wheels off the ground. It looks like Apsy's actually stopped for him, but I think it was Rowe that. And we got Melling off there in the background. I don't know whether you saw that on your replay.
Well, I just picked up on that, and I just couldn't understand.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
I think he might have just got the boot in a little bit too much on the exit there. I didn't see that earlier.
Well, we've got no rain. We've only got 10% wet. You've got these guys probably started the race on a wet tyre. So one thing to consider,
And
the pit window is now open.
The pit window is now open, but
guys
now
are going to
just
want some
flick
tyres.
back to Melling now with two very angry, three angry orange cars behind him.
Oh.
Another.
How did that play out?
Into the back straight. Looks like Melling got up on the inside ripple strip.
Yeah.
Clearly loses some steering and some control of the front of the car, and pops it into. Was it Crossy?
Yeah, it was Crossy.
It was Crossy.
Well, race control will be busy this week.
No doubt. As we called just before that incident, actually, the pits are open, and we see
Joshy in.
now quickly. We see BK in. I think we see Benny Simpson in.
Where is Josh? There he is. Yeah.
Anthony Perkins is in. McDonald's out on track battling with Aztec as we speak.
You're really close, these two.
Crossy's still out there giving it a crack. BK in.
So we've got a couple of guys out there with a couple of issues. So Gunther Rowe's been given a drive-through penalty by the race director. So he has a drive-through, and Kenneth Simpson has a 30-second stop-go. Both of these incidents are non-descriptive for us, so we don't know what's gone on there. But
okay, so that's in out of our hands. That's,
yeah, Kenny's just cleared his 30-second stop-go, but Gunther's still got his.
Okay.
As Aztec looks to move on the inside down into Parabolica, thinks better of it.
Yeah, McDonald, I'm sure these guys are starting to size up their pit stops here as we see McDonald well on the inside there. Clearly,
yeah, he was always going in. Yep. So where is Josh?
So let's have a look back.
Is Josh coming through the second of the Lesmos, or the first of the Lesmos?
Okay, so he's well back, but it's a very quick back this.
And we spoke.
Work to be done.
We spoke earlier too, Davo, about there's been a slight discrepancy in pit stops for these boys this season, because
there has.
These boys didn't know that they could enforce a manual starter and gain a few seconds here or there. I'm not really up to speed with it, mate. I just sort of relaying what I was told, but I'll be interested to see who. I would imagine all the top boys will have invoked a manual starter switch and be looking for every second that they can get in the pits. What can you tell us about John McDonald, mate? He's just come off the jacks.
Just watching Rediger drop into the
out of Parabolica.
John is off the jacks and rolling down pit straight. This is going to be tight.
I'm going to go on board 3 and look out the boot here. Does he?
Oh, he's got this.
He's out.
Has he got this?
He's out. We're looking out the back. Here comes Josh.
Look at this. This is tight.
Wow, if he can cover here.
Great camera there.
Wow.
Gentleman. He's on cold tyres. Vedica's all warmed up and ready to go, and surely we'll want to sort of flame him early and not let those tyres warm up too much. Jeez, hasn't he got out of those pits? The pits there. Here we go. This will be the telltale. First true test under brakes. Oh, slippery from the Ferrari. But Vedica want to make the move early because the tyres will warm quickly in that Ferrari, and I'm not sure whether he's got a chance. It gets a well done by McDonald there. clipping Vediga in the pits.
So the next guy to watch is Aztec, who remember stayed out. Remembering that some of these guys are still going to be on a wet tyre. So is he still running around on a wet tyre? His last lap time was a 50.3. So it'll be interesting to see what the lap times of John McDonald and Josh Vediga are.
So you're wondering whether either or both of running a wet tyre still and haven't changed the tyre to get the quick pit stop.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, whatever Aztec's doing, he's doing it well, because his lap time is actually...
He must be coming into this next lap, surely. These guys are going hammer and tong.
Okay, so...
Aztec's coming down towards the back end of the circuit here with, is that Ashley Vedica behind him?
Yeah, and he has got the blue flags there for the... Is that the Aaron Enright car? Was the Aaron Enright Porsche. What's Aztec do here? Does he stay out? He's still got the window, well, he stays out.
Oh, yes.
And he comes across with a 50.0. And I can tell you now that John McDonald...
He just ducked across the first chicane, second chicane, should I say, unfortunately, with a... Just looked like he just outbacked himself a little and had to push across the chicane. I'm not sure how the penalty system works here, but
he might get a couple of few of those before they before the race director sort of comes down on him.
He was well backed off and not trying to take any advantage, but still.
So we'll get an idea this time round, but what I can tell you is Josh's last lap was a 49.9, plays Aztec's 50.0, so these guys aren't going any faster, really, than what Aztec is. So whatever tyre Aztec's got on right now and what he's doing
is working.
Well, he's not making ground, but he's going to have a pretty good tyre to go on to. So these boys both come across 49.6 and a 49.7. So now they've made some 3 or 4 tenths on Aztec that last lap. So we'll just get a read.
Surely Aztec's coming in this lap.
That's it. Aztec is 3 tenths up. He's 3 tenths up, 4 tenths up on his own lap. So
4 tenths up now.
He's running the same
5
pace.
5 tenths up. 6 tenths up. Does he pull in?
Well, I would on this lap. It's such a good in lap.
It's got to be.
This would be enough. This would be enough to overcut these boys. As we see him go to the inside.
Now? Yes, Simpson coming in for another stop.
Oh, Will Kenny Simpson may have jeopardised him there.
Look like it. Kenny not quite clear on where the control line was, and it looked like it may have propped the Ferrari of Aztec there a little. Oh, very tidy in-lap though, gentlemen. Seriously, a lot of time made there.
I think that was the time to go. I think he's called it right. I mean, if he was 6 tenths up, you know, he wasn't...
And Vediga coming down into the back chicane now. This is one to watch.
Where's Mr. Twiggles? He's not far behind them. He's there or thereabouts. He's still on the same straight. So, okay.
Aztec's got to get out of there now. Get to onboard 3 out of the back of Aztec's car.
Okay, Kenny's just leaving the pits. Aztec wants to clear him. He
does.
Get
out. He does. Okay, yeah. John McDonald. Oh, here we go.
Chris Fraser gets a stop-go 30.
I think Aztec's lost this. There it is.
Yeah, John's gone.
John's gone. Yep.
Yeah, they've comfortably rounded him up. He will be under threat from Twiggles here.
Yeah. And look, unfortunately, and no fault of Kenny Simpson there, but I think the Nissan there may have just propped the Ferrari as it entered the pits there. So I think he's lost it right there.
Yeah, so John doing a good job. That last lap was a 49.7, which plays Josh's 50.9. So he's got some 4 tenths on Joshy that last lap. Josh is currently up 3 tenths, so he's going to mitigate that gap that was just pulled if John doesn't step up.
So who's the winner here? John McDonnell. Is Apsy hasn't been in yet, has he?
Josh was so sideways. Let's catch a
I
replay
saw
on that.
that. Look at it. Look at how wide.
We'll just
He
catch a
only just had to
replay on
let
that.
up.
Oh, it's a big slide. It looks like the left rear.
And has he changed tyres? We've been talking about this. Just what tyre change combo have they gone for?
Yeah, you'd expect to see most of these guys on a on an enduro dry tyre now. I would have thought. John's just making good this lap. He's a couple of tenths up. John and Josh is a tenth down, so you could be.
Zapsy goes into the bits.
A 49.4 plays a 49.9, so he's got the hammer down.
He's clearing out. He's clearing out, and with not very long left to go in the race.
And remembering,
really,
with where is Ashley Verga? Where has he bounced back to?
well,
He's in 22nd, 2 laps down.
He suffered badly there.
He has.
Last.
The window is now closed.
I'm just looking in the background. I am got my eyes on Nick Slick McIndoe. Because he is in another one of these Ferraris. Does a bit of practice during the week with JB. JB's got some form, got some rhythm, and Nick McIndoe has got Twiggles up ahead of him, and he's actually making good pace. Last lap was a 49.9. Twiggles was Twiggles was a 49.0. 49.9 for Josh, 49.4. Twiggles was the fastest on track that last lap. Second fastest was Steve Crossan. He's making his way back. He's currently on the back of Anthony Chesner.
And McIndoe's only what 4 tenths behind, so it's still a bit of a gap, but lap time wise.
Yeah, so Crossy's. This is a great fight back from Crossy after. You know, and he's got a great run out of there. Oh, there's drama. There's drama.
Oh!
That was huge.
What happened there?
I'm going to catch a replay on that, but I believe it was Anthony.
That's Wilson and Chestnut. Did Chestnut?
Oh, what happened there?
What happened there?
I just want to try and get a read on that.
That was interesting.
I'm just watching them now. He comes up, goes to cover left. Oh, and he's mistimed it. He has mistimed it, and he's actually tagged the back of him.
Nicked the back of him.
And that is huge. That is all but written off the RCF Lexus. Oh, that was big. So which car was that? Was that the Troy Wilson car? It was. He's out.
That was the
He's back in the pit. Oh, look, the front split is nearly off of that thing. It's dragging on the ground. Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame.
Gooky little racing incident there. It's so easy to do. It's just try and slip out.
It's all over the back of Josh Verga.
I think this was inevitable, really.
Yep.
I think Aztec had the pace.
I think the Ferraris have got the pace
all night. It's that track, isn't it? It's Monza.
Oh, he's really wide there.
Outside. I think he was looked like he was watching off a bit of road. But
Tucked under the wing. Josh has been around a couple of times. He'll put the car on the
look, is he
inside down
gonna?
into one.
Can he live out there, mate? You know, like, oh.
Well, Josh really
Will
deep
he
under
get the
brakes,
better
gets
run?
it wrong.
Oh, totally wrong. Aztecs. Oh, easily
Joshy
takes advantage.
just outbraking himself into one. He is human after all.
Is he?
Wow.
Well, that shows it.
John McDonald marching away up here. 2 minutes 51 to go. This is all John's to lose or win. You know, I'm a former teammate of this guy. I think he'll march on with this. He won't make too many mistakes from this position.
Well, like you said, with 2.5 minutes to go, there couldn't we always say there couldn't be too much you could do wrong, but
Crossy ranging up on the back of Anthony Chesner. Seems to be a fair bit of action wherever these boys are on track tonight. Crossy really good through the chicanes tonight. Actually good through that one there, the first of the chicanes. A little bit of a wiggle through the first of the Lesmos. See how he gets through the second Lesmo. Pretty even there, but his strength tonight, from what we've seen already, Davo, was definitely through the Ascari. He seems to set that up properly and get a really good drive out of the second part. So we'll see if he can set up a run on Anthony Chesner here. As he comes in, grabs plenty of curb through the first one. Gets a nice tight line through there.
Doesn't it pull it?
Yep. And he's got to run.
The McLaren around, and look at him there, right behind him. Good slip. Here we go. Oh.
Looks down the inside.
No.
Not quite enough.
Thinks better of it. Just didn't get up beside the Ferrari. Like you were saying, it looks like the Monza track. Definitely suits the Ferrari, as you'd expect. But Crossan just cannot
underneath
put
the
that
wing
thing
there.
up beside. Oh, he's got a run on him there, actually.
May outbrake himself if he's not careful.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he pulls that up beautifully.
Oh, big stops from the McLaren. Well done, Crossan.
Yep, up to 7.
Well done.
Okay, so looking back up the front, no real impression from Aztec into John McDonald, but Twiggles is closing in on the back of Josh. This is your 1-2 in the championship, running 3-4 on the road, so net gain to Joshy at this point, but clearly not enough. Not enough to threaten Twiggles.
No.
He could finish this way.
No.
All night
if
be fine.
If he was in first and Twiggles was in, or Perko was in this position, yes, you know, he's got half a crack at the points, but look, they're nose to tail here.
Finished the race.
And there you go. Finish the race with Don McDonald, JB.
Yeah, well done.
Top effort with first position in the Ferrari Aztec.
Yep, Joshy.
Second, Joshy.
Joshy
Perko.
third, Perko fourth, Slick in fifth, BK, and he's had that Porsche behind him for so long, but I think that Porsche is actually Gunther, who had served a stop-go 30, who was currently in 19th position, but you know, it looked very much like he could have almost unlapped himself there.
It did look like that. Steve Cross and Anthony Chesner, what a battle.
Yep, definitely, probably one of them.
Towards the end of the race.
Jarksy there in 9th, he got unlucky there, got caught up in someone else's drama.
As did a few.
Yeah, as did a few. Yeah, Steve-O was another one, he got probably the ruin of the deal there, and Ashley Vertiger's probably, you know, he'll be ruining this race one. He'll be just absolutely gutted.
Yep.
I'm going to grab our race winner though. Where's Mr. JB? He deserves that win. I'll grab him down. G'day JB, Mr. John Boy. Congratulations on an amazing race win, mate. How was that?
Oh, yeah, long time between drinks, that one. Yeah,
Yep.
it's amazing what happens when you nail your pit stop. So,
Yeah. Was there a bit of manual stuff going on in the pits there tonight?
100%. That's the first time I tried that. So,
Oh,
it
well
looks
done,
like,
mate.
Looks like I was on the pace with the others then. So, that was good.
Yeah, look, and you just sort of just stretched away there after you got that done in the pits. We thought you did a brilliant job, and then brilliant second stint. But you drove really well in the wet part of that race, mate. Well done.
Yeah, that was a bit of a lucky choice to take the slick because we didn't know if it was going to carry on raining or stay dry.
Okay, so did you start
It
on a
was-
slick, did you?
Started on a slick, yeah. And,
Wow.
just prayed that it was gonna, because it said the track conditions were gonna be damp, so not wet. So that's why I went for the slick tire over the wet at that point. Yeah, and the track dried up really quickly actually.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, it was a good race.
look bloody
Don't know what
awesome,
happened
mate.
to Josh.
Just suffered for a little bit of pace there, I think. He outbrakes himself down into one under a challenge from Aztec, and yeah, Aztec got it done, and he had to tuck in there, and Twiggles was coming in fourth too. If there was a bit more time, there might have been a bit of threat, but it clearly looks like the Ferrari boys have got something going on, because Anthony Chesner and Steve Crossan had a great battle for I think 6th and 7th or 7th and 8th right through the race too. So brilliant race though, man. It was all yours. I hope you can back that up in race 2. Big shake up of the points because Ashley Vertigo got taken out, and he was right down the back towards 19th, 20th. So
Bad luck, Ash.
yeah,
Yep.
race control got a lot of work this week, mate. There was a lot going on that one. The boys have saved it all up for the final round. So congrats, JB. Looking forward to your race too, mate. Well done.
Cheers, bud. Cheers.
Pepper loves you too, man.
Yes, I do.
I was wondering. I was a bit quiet because I was thinking, is Paps here? Or is he like in the caravan out the back or something? I don't know.
He's an awe. He's an awe. All right, mate. Talk soon.
Yeah,
good
well
on you.
done, Toby. Good on
Yeah,
you,
cheers,
mate.
Paps.
See you, mate.
All right, we'll shut it down. Thanks to our viewers, mate. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There you have it. JB with the race victory. So well done. We must work out how many winners we've had this season. We've had a few. So yeah, well done.
We have.
And we'll talk again soon. We'll be back in around about, I'm going to say about 8 minutes. Thank you. See you soon.
It won't be long. Talk
No.
soon. Bye.